Hey, it's funny now that I think about it, but whether we like it or not, we all have a soft spot for something. Games, videos, I mean it's not a secret, we all have interests outside of our works. For me though, I think you got it by now, my shtick are Touhou music CDs. So you must guess that when I've learned something linked to Touhou music and how they were done, I was pretty thrilled about it. So what is this all about? Well, you remember I spoke about the transitional period between PC 98 and Windows, right? The games weren't the only thing affected, in fact the music was too. But first we need to understand what a MIDI file is. A MIDI file, or musical instrument digital interface, is a file used by musical instruments. I mean, of course, you even have musical in the name. But in fact, a MIDI file isn't even a set of notes, rather it is a script that the instrument or gear will transcribe as a certain note at a certain time. That allows you to have very light files and transport them to other musical equipment very easily, or to download them in a very short amount of time. Those files were the most popular around the 1990s and 2000s, since the speed of the internet connection was a lot slower back then, though they are still heavily used today when trying to replicate a song. I'm happy that we have better equipment now. Now, where does that lead us? That leads us to synthesizers. Synthesizers are heavily used in the Dojin industry, especially since there are instruments who can replicate a good amount of them. Though the quality is not the one of the original ones, it allows people to easily compose songs for cheap costs. And as I previously said, synthesizers can read MIDI files, which means that they can recreate a song if you give them the necessary tools. Now, over the course of his career, Zune used a couple of synths. That's pretty common for people to change their instruments after all, and he did so during the Seiho period. But you'd expect him to change it once. Yeah, no. He started with the SC88 Pro, which was a very popular synth because of the way it was used for different soundtracks, mostly Game Boy Advance ones. He kept it for 2 years before trying off the SC8850, which, let's say, didn't really like it. Leaving compatibility issues aside, he then got another synth that I unfortunately don't know the name of, but by this point he had completed quite a few tracks. And by quite a few, I mean the entirety of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, the second Seiho game, Kyogyoku, and Doors into the Paradise, which he had to recompose. Talk about breaking a sweat, this is just God's work here. One would just do the songs again and decide to move on, but hey, we're talking about Zune here. He's no feeble human being. Instead, he decided to transform the songs he had already done, minus Doors into the Paradise, into MIDI tracks and create the newer tracks with his new synth, which are the WAV files we got in the games. So, I think you know where I'm getting at, right? If you take the MIDI files from Embodiment of Scarlet Devil and Kyogyoku and play them with the SC88 Pro, you'd end up with the original version of the track, which is interesting. Luckily, a person going by the name of Romantique TP decided to do just that, and to upload the songs onto their YouTube channel. They are also the ones who explained how what I've just said works. Some of the tracks are bizarre, others are just as good as the WAV ones, but interestingly, although it is completely subjective, I found some of them to be even better than the WAV counterpart. Though I encourage you to forge your own opinion by visiting Romantique's channel. They even use the same process on Touhou 7, 8 and 9's MIDIs, and some other works of Zune, some of which were completely new to me. But if you want an example of a song that sounds better for me, well, how about we listen to the theme of our favorite idiots? It's fun to think how many secrets are hidden within Touhou, to be honest. Even this transitional period is full of interesting tidbits. That's what makes it fun for me. After all, there's a reason why music is understood by anyone. It's a universal phenomenon that some people are still trying to understand. And I can only be thankful to the person who are searching and giving us all of this trivia. After all, it's best to save those parts of history to not remain ignorant. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll have a magnificent rest of your day. See ya!